In this video, we're going to go over guitar music notation. So that means basically is all the different ways you could see how guitar music is written. So you could read guitar music in tablature, which is also called tabs for short, chord symbols, or music notes. The first two are what we are going to be using the most because they're the most commonly used among guitar players. If there is a lot of interest, I will add more instruction on music notes as well. So just let me know on that because I know knowing music notes can be beneficial, especially when going to another instrument, but you're not going to see actual music notes as common, not nearly as common in guitar as you will other instruments. So tablature, or tabs, we're going to call it tabs from now on. It is like literally looking at the guitar when you're reading it. So what I mean by that is, for example, in a previous lesson, you learned that your first string, which is your skinniest string, when you hold the guitar correctly, your first string is closest to the floor or farthest away from your face. And then you learned your sixth string is closest to you or farthest from the floor. So on tabs, it's like you're looking at the guitar. Each string, as you can see in this photo, each string is on there. There's 6 lines which indicate all 6 strings. The only catch is in guitar tabs, the first string is actually on top when you are reading it. So the opposite, and the 6th string is on the bottom. So knowing that, we can go and see, okay, there's numbers, like in this example, there's numbers on what is the first string, because the first string's on top in guitar tabs. The first string, that means you're playing that string. So whatever the number is, that's what fret you play it in. And we'll break it down way more simply in another video, but this is just to talk about what it is. So if you see a 0, that means you're not playing in any fret. You're not using your left hand at all, or your right hand if you're playing a left-handed guitar. But if it says a 1, for example, you're putting your finger and pressing down the first string, because it's on the first string, in the first fret, and then playing that note only. So your right hand, your strumming hand, would play that first string only if there's only a number on that string, and so on. Okay, so that's a simple version of what tablature is. Then, of course, we see music notes here, which we could get into at another time, but we'll definitely go into actual note values with the actual music note symbols for sure. So we can really understand what rhythm is and how long notes are and what that all means in another video. And then, of course, we have chord symbols. Chord symbols are just the chord name. And you see a D, for example, and then you strum the D. You see a G, you strum the G. And a lot of times in this example, it's showing 4 little lines, which means 4 strums for each chord. But a lot of times when you find guitar music and it's written in chord symbols, it won't tell you. Sometimes it will, but a lot of times it won't tell you how you strum it. But it'll show you the chord. So sometimes you have to figure out, how do I strum it on my own? Or it'll tell you the strumming pattern. This one just shows a 1, 2, 3, 4 for each one.